Welcome to The System Works, the lifestyle channel that shows you a practical way to live, the what's in it for you. The System Works. Own it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to an episode of The System Works. I'm your host, Ernest Phillips, and today's topic, why that one relationship didn't work, and it might be multiple for you, but why it didn't work, you were too good for them. All right. Now, I'm not talking about one of the relationships where you didn't really like them. I mean, this is the relationship where you really cared. And I mean, you cared. You cared about them. You genuinely connected to them. You connected to their values. You connected to who they are. It wasn't just because they had money or they were hot or they had a great job or, they did that one thing you really like. No, I mean, you really actually cared for them enough that you put aside all the junk that you do in relationships that you really don't kind of care about. The passive aggressive stuff, the little games that you play that you play that they don't know that you played. You respond to the text when you sort of want to. They're a priority, but they're not like a priority. And then you get into a relationship with someone and it is good. And you are vibing with them. They are vibing with you. And I mean, for realsy this time. And your friends are supportive of it. And their friends are supportive. And it's good. And you're not even worried about whether it goes the distance. You are thoroughly enjoying it. And then out of nowhere, something changes in the relationship. And the other person starts acting differently. They start nitpicking when they never did before. They start, throwing shade. They start throwing doubt. Maybe they start to do some of the passive aggressive. And you notice this stuff because you've done this before. You've seen it. And you're like, okay, what's going on? And I'm going to tell you what's happening. You're too good for them. And they've realized it. Now, when I say you're too good for them, I don't mean you are the quality of person that is just simply superior than they are, that they are undeserving of someone of your stature. No, I've seen those people. That's not the too good for them that I'm talking about. I'm talking about you are giving genuine love. You are giving genuine care. But you're doing it at a level that they realized they can't compete with. And that moment, when they see it that way, one of two things is going to happen. They're going to receive it, accept it, work on getting better, or they're going to do what almost everyone else does. Because if there's a gap and you're not willing to accept the gap or close the gap, you're going to try to bring the other person down. And that's what happened. They felt like you were doing more than what they could, and their insecurities came out. Their fears came out. And they probably didn't even realize it. You ended up giving more love than what they could handle. And here is the mind-boggling part, but the part that's going to make so much sense for the first time. What happens when the relationship starts to get wonky and they start to do all that stuff? What do? You start to give more. So now they are seeing the gap And now they're trying to bring you down, but instead you start to give more. And the gap ends up getting bigger because now they've done something that they know they shouldn't have done. And you responded with grace and even more love. And now they really feel like a jerk. And the gap keeps getting bigger and bigger, and that person starts to sabotage it. They sabotage it by either being anywhere from emotionally abusive to physically abusive. They will try to tear you down. They will nitpick you. They will start talking bad about you to their friends. They will start to pull the strings of the relationship and just start to tear it down piece by piece. And they know you're the best thing that ever happened to them. You know it too. But they don't know what to do with it. And they can't handle it. Because they've chosen not to receive. They've chosen to make it about themselves. A comparison. They've chosen to go unhealthy when they're getting healthy. And that is what happened. Makes sense now, huh? Now you look back and you go, oh my gosh, yeah, they started saying weird stuff, and I'm like, oh, well, then let's do more. Hey, let's do this. And this has no gender. Let me repeat. This has no gender. This is a human aspect. When one person feels like they cannot compete, they will try less. They will not try as hard. The mindset is, well, I mean, if you're not doing as well, try harder. But it gets to a point when if you don't believe that you can get there, you'll give up. Happens all the time. And that's why the relationship ended. It's hard to hear, but it happens all the time. I'll give you a non-relationship example. And for those of you who, you know what? Forget that. That was a terrible example. All right. Let's just stay on topic. I know, even I can do that. All right, listen. Years ago, in a place far, far away, I had a podcast. So long ago, they just called it online radio. And it was called Tug Talk. And it's all about relationships. And one of my guests asked me this. And he was sincere. He said, how do I get a date? And I said, be better than the last one, but not significantly better, because that'll scare him away. I know, crazy. And it is one of the three things that goes into another episode of the 3 ways that you should start a relationship. But here's the thing. When you are so much more than what the person thinks that they deserve, is worthy of, it creates an opportunity for them to learn that universal currency isn't about them. It's about the person giving. And that you don't earn love. You can't earn love. It's a gift. And universal currency is simply anything that benefits someone. It's a gift. Just because they gave it to you doesn't mean it's actually about you. It's actually about them and their perception of you and what you mean to them. And there's the opportunity when they are giving you something that you don't think you deserve, you don't think you're worthy of, receive it. Look around and go, wow, I have an amazing partner. Don't do the, wow, I don't know why you love me. I don't know why you're here. I don't know what you see in me. Oh my goodness. For all of the people who have ever heard that, is that not one of the most annoying things on the planet? Makes you want to not give anything. Makes you want to go, oh, you know what? If you don't understand why you're awesome, I shouldn't have to be the one to teach you. And I don't want to have to do this anymore. That's how people will feel when you say that. Just so you know. That's how the other person feels when you reject the universal currency coming your way. When you're not able to receive it and say, thank you. Wow, this is amazing. You are telling the other person, you're telling them not only are you unworthy, you're telling them to stop. You're telling them to don't do it. And you're going to teach them that. And guess what? When they stop, oh, are you going to be upset? Why don't you do this for me anymore? Why? Because you taught me not to. Sometimes we are too good for the other person. But it doesn't mean we have to stop giving. And it doesn't mean they can't learn. If you have someone in that situation, send them this link. Try to be, subtle about it. And don't just say, I know what's wrong with you and this is the solution. Watch this so you can do better. Don't do that. It will not work. Even if you give the right tone, it won't work. But here's just the simple fact. People who receive more get more. And one of the greatest gifts, here's the tug tip, one of the greatest gifts you can give your partner is to receive the gift they are giving you. And that works for your partner, your friend, a coworker, the person in the drive-thru, wherever you're at. Receive the gift that they are giving. That is one of the greatest gifts and universal currencies you can give to someone. Don't do the, oh, you don't have to. Well, they already know that. Oh, you shouldn't have. Stop saying that. Oh, I didn't mean for you to give me that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Receive the gift that they are giving you. What's the Wi-Fi? You start doing that, you might hold on to that person if you're in that relationship right now. If you get another chance at being in one of those types of relationships where you have someone that genuinely cares and you learn how to receive and you implement it, you might not miss out on that another chance, because right now I know so many people and I've coached them, I've watched them. They have a regret. They have that one person that they let get away because they didn't feel like they deserved. Has it ever happened to me? Of course not. No, yeah, it did. In college. I dated someone that I thought was just way outside of my sphere. I mean, I had no idea why she liked me, and I ended up breaking up with her because it just didn't make any sense. It's human. Thankfully, I've learned. You can learn too. Try it. Your life immediately gets better the more you start to receive universal currency. Enjoy. We'll see you soon. We hope you enjoyed this episode of The System Works. Have fun with the action steps. Enjoy the Wi-Fis. Click like, click subscribe, and comment. The good and the bad, we like them all. We look forward to seeing you next time. The system works. Own it.